We would say it's also the oldest car in the Monte Carlo Rally and probably the most travelled all the way from Australia. So what we're doing here today, we're at Santa Groove and we're retracing history. 60 years ago in 1953, an Australian car identical to what we're driving here today came over and started from Glasgow and ran through to Monte Carlo, and where they finished 64th. So our ambition is two things: A, to finish, and B, to finish to 64th perhaps, or better. So it's been interesting. It's been quite difficult for us, having not done a major rally before, but I think it's very well organised. We had a little bit of practice with our friend Renno Aaltonen in Finland, so we're looking forward to it.
That may be quite an history to come there from Australia with the car, I imagine. Can you explain us how difficult it was to realize this project?
Okay, so this project's been on the go for a number of years. I came over to the start of the Glasgow in 2011 to have a look how complicated it would be to do the car like this, and then I travelled to Monte Carlo and met some officials there, and we've corresponded with the historic department, and here we are today. So one of the original drivers is Tony Gaze, and he is still alive. He is 93, so he's our patron, and so yeah, it's a lot of history. Richard's father was driving it, and he's here today with us, and we also have Australian champion Craig Lowndes driving, so you may want to have a talk to them.
Oh, there's no question about that. It's a very special moment for me and my family. I've got the quite unusual significance of not only my father of being one of the original drivers, but my stepfather, because my father, Lex Davison, and Tony Gaze, who was one of the other drivers, he subsequently married my mother 20 years after my father passed away. So, and he's the only living member of the trio that came over here in 1953 to compete in this marvellous event. And unfortunately, my mother passed away only a few months ago, and this was a great passion of hers to see this recreation, this celebration, 60-year celebration happen. She so much wanted to come over and enjoy the festivities, but passed away quite suddenly. So a lot of emotion, very special time. I've heard so much about this rally over the years. I've seen so much footage of it, both old footage and the modern era, which I enjoy greatly. And to be driving through some of the same towns and recognising and driving through the snow the other night with Craig Lowndes behind the wheel. For me, I've got to tell you, I have two sons that race with Craig in V8 supercars at home. But I got an extraordinary appreciation of just how good that guy is. So I've just had a lot of fun at every level, emotionally, just enjoying the experience myself, enjoying your wonderful country and the great people. I'm not sure whether I'm enjoying your weather so much right now, but that's what makes this event so interesting and fun. So yeah, great. We just want to get to the end, We're trying to look after it. We've got limited spare parts. It's an old car. It's been, restored, but a lot of the parts we can't get hold of. We've already had to replace 2 sets of rear wheel bearings. We now have none left, so gently now, Thank you.
Well, it's something that we're re-stepping what 3 drivers did 60 years ago in the same style of car. So for us, it's a bit of a journey, bit of an accomplishment. One of the drivers, Richard Davison, it was his father, Lex Davison, which was one of the original 3 drivers. So for me, it's a lot of fun, something very different to what I'm used to, and getting to see some beautiful parts of the world.
You try to stick to the regularity rules, or you're just cruising, I would say?
Oh, no. We're still having a good go at the stages and trying to keep the average speed up. I was too fast yesterday, so that's why I'm in the back of the car today. Gary's driving, and we're not too bad. I think that we're quite lucky. From what I understand, there's a lot less snow this year than last year, so we're able to keep up with speed.
I imagine in such adventures, in all the teams participating to the Monte Carlo rally, there's always a human story, something between humans. What is the thing around this car and this team?
Well, it's for us, it's 60 years anniversary. Richard's part of, obviously, the son of Lex Davison. Gary knows Tony Gaze, which was another original driver. He's still in Australia. He's the only one out of the original 3 still alive. And it was something quite special for us this is the only, I believe the second time an Australian team has come to do Monte Carlo. and to come back and do the classic Monte Carlo for us is quite special. For me, it's a great journey to see Richard go through his emotions of a lot of the towns that his father went through 60 years ago. So we're trying obviously to look after the car and to get it down to Monte Carlo and obviously put it on display. So that's our aim. Obviously very much a good history for me, and from what's going on back in Australia, it's created a lot of interest, and we've got another Australian team here with us, but really for us to have an FX Holden, which is a 1951 built Australian car here, and to do the classic Monte Carlo is very special.
Attention, sanglier, c'est pas étalon.
It's beer o'clock.
Beer o'clock. That's it. That's it.
Yes, my dad, along with the late Stan Jones, who was the father of...
This is the first actual competing car. Douglas is our course car. And we've got some Australia flags down in front of us. Just down at the bottom of the ramp. Okay, we're on 8 seconds. 7, 6, 5, 4. Give them a shout. 2, 1. Good luck, gents.